Good morning, y'all. I am running late. I apologize. Got a late start, got late talking to my pastor, and then late prayer time, and late here. So I had to get everything loaded up. So it is Wednesday, the 8th of May, 2024. And I hope you had a good day. Had a lot of severe weather in our area last night. But went to chapel for a little while before I left. There was a supercell thunderstorm that developed and was heading, eventually went right over top of the chapel area. So I don't know if there's any damage. It did drop a tornado in west of the truck stop there, so a couple towns away. So just pray for those that may have suffered some damage or loss. Don't know any further on that. So back to this, however, we're looking at Psalm 82 and Genesis 6. And then we're going to go into First Peter and also Jude, or Second Peter and Jude today. So we've been looking at one true God, but are there many other? Are there any? Sorry, one true God, but are there other gods? Well, yes, there are other gods, but they're not gods like the world teaches. They are sons of God. They are angelic beings and angels. And Satan is actually a type of God as well. We'll look at that tomorrow and Friday as Satan being really he's an anti-God, but he is God-like. Now he doesn't have all the powers that God has, and none of these angels had all the powers that God had, but they had a lot of powers. They God is omniscient, all-knowing, omnipotent, and omnipresent. Omnipotent means all powerful. Omniscient means all knowing, and omnipresent means he can be everywhere at the same time, in which he is. See, God's in each and every person that's ever accepted Christ, there's ever been born again. He's living inside each and every one of us, but yet he's in heaven. But yet he can move around this world all at the same time. He is omnipresent, and he's all powerful, and he's all knowing. Now, angels and Satan, they're not all powerful, although they are omniscient. They're not all knowing, but they have a lot of knowledge. And they're not omnipresent, which means they can't be at multiple places at one time. They can only be at one place at one time. That's why, I kind of knock a little bit about Christians that say Satan's picking on them. Actually, no, Satan doesn't pick on you. Very seldom does Satan pick on an individual. There's a few cases in the Bible where he does pick on an individual. But most times he's using demons or devils to do his bidding, his picking. Those are who will torment us, most likely. Truth be known, it's our flesh more than anything that gives us trouble. So, that being said, the sons of God in Genesis 6, they died. They died, and they died as men. Go here to Psalm 82. 82 verse 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Verse 7. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Now, this is talking about these angels past, could be prophetic as well. The reason it can be prophetic is because we know that Christ said, as in the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So, angelic presence on the earth during the tribulation is going to increase. And even before the tribulation, it looks like it will increase. There's a good chance, I'm just speculating here, that these aliens that we see or and hear about are one of two things. They are either demons, because a lot of times they describe them as frog-like looking men, which backs into goes into the book of Revelation, where the spirits come out of the beast, the prophet, and Antichrist, and they look like frog-like creatures. Okay, so it could be those, or it also can be sons of God that have fallen that can't get back up to heaven and they're trying to get there. See, when they fell, they lost part of their power. In Genesis chapter 6, they lost part of their power. Now, they were still somewhat powerful because we know that the children born unto them were giants, very strong men. So we know that they were powerful. They're not all powerful. No, they never were all powerful, but they were very strong. So when they fell and cohabitated with women, they kept some of their power. But here's God says, you're going to die like men. How did they die? Well, Genesis chapter 6, that's how they died. Where are they at right now? The ones from Genesis 6. Go with me, if you would, to, let me see here, 2 Peter chapter 2. Keep your finger there in Psalm 82. 2 Peter chapter 2. Hebrew, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 2. And verse 4. 2 Peter 2, verse 4. And I know my camera is shaking my table that I have my laptop on that I use this. They are, this table is loose, so I got to tighten it up. Look at verse 4. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, these are the sons of God in Genesis chapter 6, spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. So right now, they're in hell and they're being held there to be reserved for judgment. That's where they're at right now. We know that when Christ descended into the innermost part of the earth, he went and preached to the spirits in prison. That was the fallen angels. He went and preached to them. What did he say to them? We don't know. We can kind of speculate, but we don't know for sure. But he did go there and preach to them. He preached to the spirits. He did not preach to the souls that were in hell. He preached to the spirits. There's a difference. And angels are spirit beings that can take on a body of a person. Now, they're going to come, stay there, and they're going to one day be judged. Go to Jude verse 6. Jude verse 6. Oh, before Revelation. Jude is after 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, and then Jude. Jude verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day. Remember here, what judgment? Well, it's after the white throne judgment. That's when this judgment on these fallen angels, these sons of God, these gods, are going to be. And that goes back to 1 Corinthians chapter 6. That's where we'll close out today. They're going to be judged one day. And who are they going to be judged by? John chapter 1 verse 12 says, but as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Who's going to judge them? The ones that replaced them. Us. The new sons of God. Those that have accepted Jesus Christ their Savior, we are now the sons of God. And one day, we get our heavenly kingdom. We go to heaven. Many of our past loved ones are already that are saved are already there. At the rapture, we all go up bodily. We go through the purification at the judgment seat of Christ, where we gain or lose rewards. After the judgment seat of Christ, we go to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Then the millennial reign starts. We come back with Christ. The millennial reign starts for 1,000 years. And the end of the 1,000 years, the white throne judgment happens. And then we, as the new sons of God, judge the fallen sons of God. 1 Corinthians 6. Here in 1 Corinthians 6, and we'll look at verse 3. 1 Corinthians 6, verse 3. It says here, know you not that we, sons of God, born again believers, shall judge angels. Don't you know that we're going to judge angels? We are the ones that judge them and give them their final judgment before they're cast into the lake of fire. That's all I've got on this portion. Tomorrow, we'll look at the God of this world. Hope you have a good day. God bless y'all. And again, talk to you tomorrow.